an athlete at USF has shaped my years in college.
For 31 games this season, the University of St. Francis has been perfect. Today, they go for the CCAC Tournament Championship. The third-ranked Cougars of St. Xavier University are in town. It's number 1 and number 3 from Joliet coming up next.
Being an athlete at USF has shaped my years in college, has made me grow as a person. We're always trying to push each other. Definitely on and off the field. I think it is all definitely just determination to do well and become somebody. It's something that I can always look back to and tell my kids someday that I had played a sport in college and the amount of work it takes, but it's all worth it.
We are live inside the Sullivan Center as we get set for the CCAC Tournament Championship game. Terry Bonadonna here, joined by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Samantha Quigley-Smith. And Coach, this is exciting tonight. I know as far as the national tournament, not a lot on the line because both of these teams have already clinched it. You probably got a 1 seed sewn up, but it's still a chance for a perfect season to go on, a chance for a conference championship, the first one in 15 years. What does this game mean to you today?
Yeah, it's just so exciting. I think, playing another ranked team also. I mean, they're third in the nation, so this is a NAI national tournament game. It's just preparing us, I think, for next week, which is really big at the end of the year to have some games like this.
St. Xavier is a team that has been playing out of their minds offensively lately, putting up Olivet-esque numbers. You've shown a great ability to be flexible with your team. You've won games in the hundreds, you've won games last week in the 50s. What do you expect of the style of play today?
I mean, they're such good scorers. I think we have some good scoring too, so it might be a long game in terms of who's going to score more points. But I think we've sharpened up some things defensively. I think we're going to contain them a little bit better than we have in the past, and so I think that's a huge factor what we do on the defensive end.
You come into this game undefeated. St. Xavier not far behind, 29-2. Obviously, not a lot of coaches have figured out how to beat them. You have. You've done it. You're one of the 2 teams that has beaten them. What's the game plan to knock them out?
Like I said, just defensively, I think containing their main scorers. And that's obviously with any team. They just have so many main scorers, so it's going to be tough. And just all around, I think they do a great job of getting the ball inside. They can all shoot the 3, very similar to Olivet, actually. So it's going to be one of those games like we got to grind out, and each individual player is going to have to guard their girl.
All right, Coach Sam Quigley, just a few minutes away from tip-off. I'll let you get back to the team. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Saints and the Cougars are now just over 5 minutes away from tip. Mike Zaworski will join me in just a few moments. St. Francis basketball, the CCAC Tournament Championship on its way.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaa.org.
It's the great people that are here. I mean, you don't get that everywhere else.
We believe our Franciscan values and traditions. We look at respect, integrity, and service every day. We make sure our students understand that we go practice long term. We have to make that the core values. We have to respect and service.
Work hard, the right things to do and the right ways to approach problems in the business environment.
Some of the problems that you deal with in business, at the end of the day, is your character, the judgment that comes from your character. It's going to get you through.
You know, it's small, you're still getting a really good education. The stuff you're learning is still on par with some of the top schools in the land.
If you're going to make a successful contribution to society, it's going to require a big taking of time. And you need to really feel excited about what you're getting up to do every morning.
St. Francis has become so much a part of who I am and just my own little home away from home.
Back inside the Sullivan Center, we're just a few moments away from the tournament championship game, along with Mike Zaworski, Terry Bonadonna with you courtside as we prepare for the big matchup between St. Francis and St. Xavier. And this one, Mike, is going to be a lot of fun. I just talked about it with Samantha Quigley. As far as the tournament is concerned, both these teams are already in. Nobody's worried about that, but it's just going to be a lot of fun because it's number 1 against number 3. It's a chance for the conference tournament championship, and the Saints are still undefeated.
You know what, you just look at all the aspects of this game. A heated rivalry first and foremost between these teams through the years. Then you look at St. Francis beating St. Xavier at their home court, up by 25 at half, winning that game by 10. Just talking to Mac McCarthy, the assistant coach for St. Francis. Bob Hallberg, the head coach for St. Xavier, has been out himself to see St. Francis play 4 times in the near past. So this one has all the makings of a great game. And then you look at St. Xavier. St. Francis beats St. Xavier. St. Xavier's 2 losses, St. Francis and Cardinal Stritch. St. Francis just beat Cardinal Stritch to get to this game by 3. It's got all the makings of a great one.
Yeah, the CCAC has been a great conference all season. It's evidenced by some of those teams just mentioned. Purdue Northwest as well has already locked up a spot in the national tournament. Let's look at today's game. St. Francis beat St. Xavier, as you mentioned, 80-70. St. Xavier averages 92 points per game. Holding them to 70 is no small task. I don't know if they can do exactly that again, but to you, what's the key to win?
You know what, you have to look. St. Xavier has 4 scorers in double figures, and they're really good scorers. Great shooters. Kara Kalicki leading the pack. You got to take care of business defensively and shut at least 2 of those scorers down. Then you're going to put yourself in a position to win. If they can shut 3 down, I think it's a flat-out W. If you only shut 1 down, then it gets real sticky for St. Francis. But on the flip side of that too, St. Francis has 5 players that score in double figures. Think about the defensive pressure St. Xavier's got to exert and the energy they got to exert to shut down some of those 2 or 3 of those 5. So again, you know, we talk about how good St. Xavier is scoring-wise. St. Francis also very good scoring-wise.
Another little subplot in today's game, and I could be way off base on this, but in my mind, Conference Player of the Year between 2 players. Kara Krolicki, who's got the gaudy numbers scoring-wise, and Charnel Reed of the Saints, who doesn't have quite the stats that Kara Krolicki has, but she does all the little things well. And to me, it's kind of emblematic of the way that St. Francis plays. Just as a team, the reason they're undefeated, everybody from top to bottom in that roster, they just do all those little things.
Charnel Reed, so good. You just look at her all-around game. And I mean, she gets it done defensively. She can pass the ball. She does little things, rebounds, just an outstanding player. And for her and the other Saints tonight, they have to be like their head coach. I asked Sam Quigley what her trademark was as a player. She says, I wasn't that talented and I played in the Big East. I had to be a junkyard dog. Look for the Saints defensively to be a bunch of junkyard dogs like the old Bears, you know, barking on the field and or on the floor and everything else. That's the way St. Francis has to play tonight. They got to kind of emulate Sam to shut down people like Kara Kalicki and the other 3 scorers.
Mike, I know you've seen as much St. Francis basketball as anybody. I've seen a lot of St. Francis basketball, a lot of St. Xavier basketball as well. I was a student there about a decade ago. To me, this is about as big a game as there's ever been between these 2 schools. I'm pretty excited.
I don't like this guy. This guy, I don't like him.
Oh no, I mean,
He's a St. Xavier grad. No, we don't put that aside. This is, hey, you're on our turf right now, son. I got you by a few years here. This one's, you know what, like the rivalry between him and Terry and I, this game is just the same way. It's a heated, great rivalry between these teams, and I think you got the makings just for an outstanding game.
St. Francis, number 1 in the country, 31-0. St. Xavier, number 3 in the country, 31-2. It's a rematch game. St. Francis won last month at St. Xavier, 80-70. Now they get a chance to do it here in Joliet. Dave Laquetta is going to give us the starting lineups in just a few moments. Julia Hinker, a reserve forward, is going to give us the Star-Spangled Banner. So let's turn things over to the public address system right now as we prepare for today's game.
As always, prior to the introductions of tonight's starting lineups, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps and join Miss Julia Hinker in the singing of our national anthem.
Fire times worthy land.
Giddings. The starters again for St. Xavier, Maddie Welter and Kara Krolicki, along with Michaela Layden, are the guards. The forwards are Chanel Fanter and Brittany Collins. It's going to be Charnel Reed against Brittany Collins for the tip.
Now watch Angelica Osuski, St. Francis' best defensive player. You have to figure she's going to be on Kolicki to start.
Tip is won by the Saints, wearing pink once again, as they have throughout the month of February. Raising money for cancer research. The Cougars are in their home whites despite being the visiting team.
Interesting when you look at the stats of these two teams, very even.
And there's our first bucket of the game. It belongs to Kamari Jordan on the layup. 2-0 St. Francis, a good start.
St. Francis picking up the pressure all the way up the court. Just trying to take St. Xavier a little bit out of rhythm.
Kara Krolicki, the leading scorer in the conference, passes off to her left, and Chanel Fanter.
Osuski is guarding Kolicki.
Brittany Collins walked.
Yep, she jumped with both feet when she caught the basketball. Early in a game like this, the adrenaline's flowing so much, and it usually takes a...
We got a whistle here prior to St. Francis's possession.
Usually takes a possession or two for both teams just to settle down a little bit, and I think you just saw that for St. Xavier. A little bit overexcited, and she jumps with the ball.
Well, last time these two teams played, St. Francis dominated early before St. Xavier kind of tightened it up late. Who's that an advantage for? St. Xavier, you got to think, has revenge on their minds, but on the other hand, they might be have that in their memories a little bit.
My thoughts, that game doesn't mean anything anymore. That was so far back in the past, and because of the nature of this game, because of the importance of this game, I think that past game is really forgotten by both teams.
Charnel Reed at the top, over to Christina Akomu. Akomu loses control, and diving on the floor is Chanel Fanter. It's a turnover.
Hey, like to see that hustle out of your team early on. Little things, loose balls, rebounds, make a difference in a game like this.
Fanter finds Brittany Collins. Outside, Maddie Welter hits the three, and St. Xavier takes their first lead.
You know, and there you saw the help on the defense, by the defense on the post, and they kicked the ball out, going inside, outside. Nice offense by St. Xavier, and that's where St. Francis has to be careful. Their habit is to help, and you can't always help off the shooters.
Osuski bounces it low for Jordan Giddings. Giddings up with the right hand, no good. And Kara Krolicki throws it away. She was trying to save that ball. I don't know that it was blocked in the first place, but she ends up losing it out of bounds.
You know, that's going to be a great matchup down low with Giddings. St. Xavier with the third leading shot blocker in the country, and Giddings is going to have to use her body effectively down low to create.
Charnel Reed, beautiful drive, gets it over the shot blocker, Brittany Collins, and the Saints are back in front.
And there you just see the ability of Charnel Reed, the nice drive, and coming up and kind of flipping that up with the right hand. A nice move by her.
Kara Krolicki drives and dishes. Collins outside, Welter for three.
That's what you can't do. You take the gamble defensively and you pay for it with a three. You just got to play good up straight defense. You can't get lost defensively in a contest like this with the shooters that St. Xavier has on the court.
Cougars 2 for 2 on three-pointers. Step back jumper for Jordan, way off, and out of bounds, an air ball, and it'll go to St. Xavier.
And that's a tough shot. You know, you can get that shot anytime. Run your offense, swing the ball, force the defense to rotate.
Krolicki drives on Osuski, dished outside. Jordan Giddings jumps in and steals it away.
A nice read by Giddings coming around over the top.
Here's Akomu, slowing it down. Giddings takes Brittany Collins outside, and now Osuski on the right wing.
I like this possession. Nice ball movement side to side.
Charnel Reed, pull-up jumper off the back iron, rebounded by St. Xavier.
And right now, St. Xavier doing a nice job on the boards, not giving up second shots.
Charnel Reed pokes it away, ball loose, picked up by Christina Akomu, and she's fouled by Michaela Layden.
Now, and there you see Charnel Reed, the hustle, creating that play defensively, and you know, you just saw the St. Xavier on the ground getting the loose ball. You see St. Francis getting the loose ball. Those are the things that make differences in a game like this.
Tight game early, just over 3 minutes in. Saints looking to tie it up here. Charnel Reed drives, floats it up, misses, gets her own rebound. Jordan, open look. Short. Saints struggling with the shot early on.
You like the ball movement, the inside, outside, and good looks, and St. Francis just has to knock them down.
Walter throws it off to Collins. Cross court to Layden. Now Krolicki.
As you saw Osuski that time really doing a nice job of holding her position defensively.
If Kara Krolicki's making that shot all day, that's going to be a tough one for St. Francis.
It's going to be a long night. What you have to do is force Kara Krolicki to put the ball down and try to go to the rack. And that time she gave her just a little bit of space, and she gets the easy shot, or knocks down the open three.
Maddie Welter is called for the foul reaching in. Second foul on the Cougars. It's the first on the freshman Welter.
So right now, all the shots for St. Xavier from three.
That was their MO coming in. They've certainly lived up to it. Osuski passes it back to the point guard, Christina Akomu. Akomu drives and kicks. Now Osuski on the move, flips it up towards the hoop, no good. Giddings offensive board, she's fouled from behind.
Nice job by Giddings, getting the inside position. You saw she clearly had it, and St. Francis gets their second offensive rebound of the game, and now they go to the line for 2 shots.
First foul on Chanel Fanter, the third on the team. So early on, St. Xavier in some team foul trouble. Nobody's got more than one individually. Jordan Giddings, one of the better free throw shooters in the conference, misses on the first.
You look at St. Xavier right now, and they are really up in the face of St. Francis defensively. So St. Francis is going to have to be able to penetrate to the basket. They're not going to, St. Xavier's not going to give up anything easy.
1 of 2 for Giddings. She entered play today, shooting them at 85% for the season. 4-point lead for St. Xavier. They got the ball.
And Angelica's got to get up on her. You can't give her. See?
Fanter drives, misses the layup, offensive rebound. The putback misses from Brittany Collins.
And that was a defensive breakdown, a lack of talking going on. And St. Francis lucky that they missed the layups.
Ball squirts through the hands of Charnel Reed, but she's able to track it down. Reed in the post, 12 on the shot clock. Jump pass out to Osuski. 6 to shoot. This is Kamari Jordan putting it on the floor. Jordan, pull-up jumper, no good. Battle for the rebound, won by Collins.
Boy, you really like the defense of St. Xavier right now early on.
Layup is good from Chanel Fanter.
They're really controlling things at the defensive end. And that's making their everything kind of click at the offensive end as they get into transition.
Christina Akomu once again will slow it down. Tough defense here from St. Xavier. 11 on the shot clock. Jordan drives. Blocked out of bounds by Fanter. Nothing doing so far in this possession for the Saints. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They haven't been able to get a good look so far.
Well, they've only really had one good look from the perimeter, St. Francis, and just give that credit to St. Xavier.
Here's Charnel Reed, 5 to shoot. Reed doesn't seem to see the shot clock. Now she'll fire it up, and it's an air ball. Charnel Reed has had that problem lately. A couple of times it's happened in the last few games. She has not been aware of the clock and not able to get a good shot off there.
You watch St. Xavier right now defensively, and they know right where St. Francis is going, and they are giving up nothing right now. And St. Francis has really been a little bit loose at the defensive end.
And this from Krolicki. And here comes Akomu on the other side, stripped and taken away by Michaela Layden. Layden, 1 on 3, she's taking it into the defense, throws up a wild runner and misses, but gets her own rebound. 3-point attempt from Welter rims out, offensive board, Collins puts it in, and a foul.
Right now, this is St. Xavier really handed to St. Francis early on. This St. Francis not able to get anything done, and that was another open look from 3, a wide open look again. They missed it and then can't track down the rebound, and St. Xavier with another opportunity for a 3-point play.
They've already hit 3 3-pointers, and that's the old-fashioned kind right there. Their 4th 3-point play of the day. It's 14-5 St. Xavier, just under 4 minutes to play in the quarter.
You know, you got to look to get the ball inside the Giddings here. Try to get the inside-outside game going.
It's Charnel Reed inside, fighting Giddings on the perimeter. 3-point shot, no good. Another good look there, but didn't get it to go. Xavier has not missed too many of their open chances so far.
Nice job by Osuski defensively.
And a nice job by Akomu taking it away. Lobbed ahead for Reed, and Charnel Reed finishes with the layup.
I'll tell you what, Osuski defensively just getting after that one.
St. Francis crowd trying to help out the team now as St. Xavier takes possession. All 5 starters on the floor for both teams. Not yet seen a substitution. Fanter drives around everybody and has a wide open look.
Wow, that's just, I mean, that's just defensive breakdown. Their on-the-ball defense has been average for a St. Francis team at this point in the game.
Reed, hook shot, yes.
That's a great move. You can't stop the hook shot. And nice job of using her shoulder to bump the defender off and complete the shot.
Charnel Reed's got 6 of her team's 9. Here's Krolicki on the drive. Krolicki misses the runner. Rebounded by Giddings. Reed in transition does not have numbers. She pulls it out.
Sam Quigley calling out a play here.
13 on the shot clock. It's Jordan getting a screen. Jordan bounces inside to Reed, and Reed loses it out of bounds, but it was last touch by St. Xavier.
The ball screen, and St. Xavier a little bit not sharp in guarding that one, and St. Francis just unable to capitalize on the not sure way how to guard that play. The ball
on the shot clock. Caitlin Aylward floats it up. No good. Taps the rebound to Giddings, and they'll get a fresh 30. Caitlin Aylward into the game for the first time. Freshman for the Saints, averaged over 11 points per game during the season. Held scoreless.
Get the ball down low to Giddings. Get it in there.
They tried, didn't work out.
Boy, it was there. You know, you want to try to make a bounce pass to the post, and the angle of that, it would have been nice to see her take a dribble to the corner. Giddings seal the defender, and then get the ball in via bounce pass. Instead, they make a difficult air pass, and Giddings can't track it down. Look at Osuski traveling. I mean, she's just creating. Krolicki hasn't been the problem in the game because the one person who's defended pretty well is Osuski at this point.
Timeout called, 1:33 to play in the first quarter. It's a 30-second timeout called by St. Xavier. And you talked about the defense of Osuski. It's been very impressive so far. Osuski is a player who's only out there on average 22 minutes per game. I think they're going to need her a lot more than that on Krolicki tonight.
Yeah, tonight you may see her play more minutes than that because of the nature of this game and the ability of Krolicki to shoot the basketball. She can't play every minute though, so somebody else is going to have to step up. The problem is St. Francis, some of the other defenders haven't done well guarding on the ball. And then when they've broken down off the dribble, we have not rotated well. And that is why St. Xavier is up right now, because of a lack of rotation and a lack of on-the-ball defense.
Trying to get things started. The buzzer had a problem, but we're ready to go. Caitlin Aylward inbounds it to Christina Akomu, and we're back underway. Mari Jordan inside, Osuski scores underneath.
That's letting the offense do what it's supposed to do, and a nice look, a nice pass. You get the nice slice cut down low, and an easy basket for St. Francis.
Chanel Fanter looking for Krolicki, didn't have her, so she gets it inside to Brittany Collins. Turnaround jumper, this is short, but she chases down the rebound. Fanter picks it up.
4 defenders, and we can't secure the rebound. That hurts. That hurts.
Krolicki is fouled on the runner. She'll head to the free throw line where she's an 86% shooter.
St. Xavier had 1 player down there for the rebound against 4 and got it.
Now, the way this first quarter has gone, but St. Xavier's lead is only 5. And Krolicki misses on the first free throw. We saw an 85% shooter, Jordan Giddings, this one for the Saints, now the 86% shooter for the Cougars this one. 17-11, under a minute to play. 56 seconds on the clock for the first period. Into Caitlin Aylward. Aylward hits the layup.
Yeah, now you're really seeing the movement getting going by St. Francis. Some nice passes down low for the easy baskets.
Comes Maddie Welter. She passes it outside. Layden drives, puts her shoulder down, throws it up with the right hand and scores.
Yeah, that's a nice play, and a nice drive to the basket, and she used her body and just went up over the shoulder defender and knocks it down.
Shot clock is off for the Fighting Saints, and it looks like they'll hold on for one. Christina Akomu waiting for the 8-second mark before she starts to make her move. Bounce to Charnel Reed. Reed puts it on the floor. Right-handed scoop shot. Good. And that will end the first period.
What a great way to end the quarter. You know, you felt like St. Xavier early on really had the momentum going their way. And I think St. Francis, after that timeout, they got a couple things going offensively and a nice way to end the quarter for USF.
All things considered, I don't think you're going to complain too much about being down by 4. St. Xavier had a good offensive period. They scored 19 points, but keep in mind, this is the second highest scoring team in the country. They averaged 92 per game, so they're actually one quarter in, being held down a little bit defensively by St. Francis.
Well, you ain't going to see those kind of numbers put up in a championship game for the conference like this and the number 1 and 3 team. You just ain't going to see those numbers put up because the defense is so much better. Now, saying that, you should look at St. Francis bench. I thought St. Xavier started their defense in the last couple possessions there when St. Francis kind of got the rhythm of the offense going. Wasn't as tight as it had been early on. The ball pressure wasn't as good, and that's why they were able to make some of those passes that early on they weren't able to make.
Let's take a look at some of Samantha Quigley's keys to the game that she laid out beforehand. Key number 1, win the first quarter with enthusiasm and excitement on the defensive end. That's a good place to start. How do you feel about it?
Well, no, I don't like their defense. I thought there were too many breakdowns that were fundamental breakdowns by St. Francis. I didn't like their defense. Now, in saying that, I know they're held under their average and everything else. That's going to happen in a game like this. But I think their defense needs to tighten up here in the second quarter.
She said contain the main scorers. Krolicki has got 4 points, and Michaela Layden has 5. So I guess a moderate job of that so far. Transition defense has not necessarily been a factor at this point. St. Xavier has not had too many opportunities in transition.
Well, St. Xavier 3 of 4 from 3, and you can't let that continue on at that pace. And it'll be interesting to see if St. Francis really does tighten up that defense here in the second quarter and what St. Xavier tries to do to offset that tightened up defense.
Sam Quigley also highlighted the importance of rebounding. So far it has not gone well. 10-7 in favor of St. Xavier.
Now, to me, you're seeing a little bit of junkyard dog from St. Francis. Much more live on the defensive end.
Open shot for Layden doesn't go.
Jesus, that just
down
can't
her own
happen.
Rebound and draws the foul. She'll have a chance at a 3-point play anyway.
Can't happen.
It started with the open shot. She missed it, but there was no one there on the defense, and consequently no one there to box her out.
Nobody boxing out shooters, and
a little confusion on the floor right now. I'm not sure what this is about. 21.
Yeah, there's something going on with the clock. They've had a little bit of trouble with the buzzer and time. One shot clock said 23 seconds, the other said 30 seconds. So something going on with the scoreboard.
Layden makes it a 3-point play.
Very good officiating crew on the game tonight. Been in a lot of games like this in the past, so they're right on top of it.
8 points now for Michaela Layden. Charnel Reed leads the Saints with 8. She drives, trying to make it 10, and she does.
You know, that's just a great move by Charnel Reed, and you know, she's so strong taking the ball in the basket. And what she does is she's able to shoot it outside the framework of her body, so it's difficult to challenge those shots. And nice move by her.
Chanel Fanter misses the 3, but an offensive rebound. Krolicki. Saved from going out of bounds, but it's going to be out of bounds anyway along the sideline.
4 offensive rebounds. Man, you got to tighten that part of the game up.
St. Xavier makes their first substitution as the senior Sarah Vozell checks in. Chanel Fanter takes a seat.
You know, you're going to give up some offensive boards in a game, but these are a little bit of hustle and fundamental offensive boards they're giving up by not blocking out, that type of thing.
Darnell Reed knocks down a jumper. She has been nails early on, 12 points.
Yeah, she's starting to feel it a little bit. You like the rhythm of the St. Francis offense now.
One possession game. Roselle drives, gets Reed to fall, but the shot does not. And Kamari Jordan comes away with it.
You can tell that's not the strength of her game, just really kind of not a strong shot offensively.
She was almost forced into it after the defender couldn't hold her footing. A whistle and a foul call. Offensive foul on St. Francis. Jordan Giddings back in for Caitlin Aylward. Aylward gave the Saints a few good minutes there. She struggled on Saturday, but already on the scoreboard with a layup in today's game. Here's Vozell for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what, Kalicki, every step she takes, Angelico Susky right there. She went behind the screen. St. Francis gets a break.
Kalicki misses on the three-pointer, and the Saints have a chance to tie the score potentially on this possession.
You'd seen Osusky coming over the top of all those screens.
Ekomu for the tie. Misses on the three. Saints have not hit a three-pointer yet today. Kayla Layden drives, dishes into the corner. Open look, Maddie Welter misses the three, and here comes Charnel Reed. She wants to run. Reed's got Jordan to her right. She'll take it in on her own and hit the layup. Charnel Reed gets the shot and the foul.
You know, and right now, what's really kept St. Francis in the game is the transition game. St. Francis with better speed getting up and down the court, and St. Xavier struggling with that. You know, when St. Francis isn't hitting the shots, if they can get that transition game going and keep it going, that's going to be a huge difference in this game.
Simpler to me, Mike. What's keeping them in the game right now is Charnel Reed. She's got 14 points.
I'm telling you what, and how many does she have in transition, and she's just creating so much right now. And you know, you're talking about player of the year, and boy, you're seeing right now why Charnel Reed's name is mentioned among those.
Tie game, 22-22. Reed's got 15 already. She averages 16 per game for the season. Brittany Collins in the post makes a nice move.
Yeah, Jordan Giddings just getting posted up that time, and it was too deep, and Collins able to make the easy move.
Ekomu over to Reed. Osusky outside, finds Jordan Giddings. Looking for Ivana Markovic around the screen, well defended. 8 to shoot, Osusky guarded by Kurlicki. Drives and dishes. Now Ekomu with just 3 seconds on the clock. Christina Ekomu loses the ball, stolen by Brittany Collins. Ahead to Michaela Layden. Layden, easy layup.
Yeah, that's good defense by St. Xavier, and St. Francis within a bucket there and just unable to cut that lead down.
St. Francis tied it up at 22, 4 straight points for St. Xavier. And thrown away by Ekomu looking for Charnel Reed.
Well, one of the things I like early on here in this quarter is St. Francis using more subs than St. Xavier. And right now that may not seem like a big thing, but I think later in this game, that's going to make a difference.
Roselle's pass intercepted by Giddings.
That was a nice play. That time before she got posted up deep. This time she steps out and goes right around and makes a nice steal.
Osusky bounces it into Reed, who's bumped from behind. A foul is called on St. Xavier's Sarah Vozell. First on Vozell. It's the team's second. And she checks out. Chanel Fanter back in. Osusky crosses over on Kurlicki, gets to the hoop, but misses the layup.
Yeah, it's a nice move by Osusky, just unable to get it to go down.
Just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Kurlicki bounces to the outside, Casey McMahon. McMahon dishes in for Collins, who scores and draws the foul. Well,
a nice move again. And that penetration to the basket, just beating St. Francis off the dribble and creating good things as they're going to the basket.
No good on the free throw, and another offensive rebound.
Wow, that's
deep shot, McMahon in and out.
And St. Francis with another break, so.
Charnel Reed drives. Reed tries to bank it, misses, but gets her own board. Jordan Giddings for three, no. Saints still looking for their first three-pointer. It's a good three-point shooting team.
And St. Francis, very good three-point shooting team. Now St. Xavier doing what St. Francis had done, the transition game.
Christina Ekomu, shadowed by Layden, gives it up to Reed. Reed puts the ball on the ground, draws the foul. Saints trying to get to the foul line. Charnel Reed 1 for 1 on free throws so far today. She's at 76%. As a team, St. Francis up among the best in the country. They are 8th in free throw percentage.
Charnel Reed getting a little rest here.
She hits on the first free throw. It's interesting, neither of these teams are used to having their starters out there the whole way because they both play so many blowouts. This is a different sort of game for both squads. The stamina for both teams will definitely be tested.
People, you know, you look at Kalicki and she ain't gonna come out of the game. She's gonna play the whole time.
Kaylin Aylward back in for Charnel Reed.
So now you look on the floor for St. Francis, you wonder who's gonna pick up the scoring right now, and you'd like to see the ball get down low to Giddings and maybe get her going offensively.
6-point lead for St. Xavier, 5 minutes to play in the half. Whitney Collins pushed by Giddings, that's a foul, it's her first.
Good call, she got her with the body. You know, and that's where Giddings needs to really use her smarts. That time, Collins way out away from the basket, and she wasn't going to do any damage out there. Let her catch it out that far away. You don't have to deny the ball when she's that far away from the basket.
Kalicki whips it off the foot of Caitlin Aylward. It'll stay with the Cougars. .28 on the shot clock. Fanter inbounds it to Kalicki. Kalicki stepped down the baseline.
Yeah, boy, she's just not been able to get it going here in the first half. And she's such a great player. And you know, you look at Charnel Reed, she really having just a great first half, and right now Kalicki not. But again, she's not the only scorer St. Xavier has, and you're seeing that on the scoreboard right now.
Saints have 5 players who average double figures as well, but so far today, other than Reed, nobody's really gotten going as Jordan fires it out of bounds.
Yeah, she was making the cut to the basket, and for whatever reason, just pulled up on the cut. And I liked what they were doing, looking to get the ball inside, to get that inside-outside game going.
Chanel Fanter. Off to Kalicki. Kalicki now guarded by Markovich with Oseski on the bench. Takes away from Fanter, but she gets it back. Knocked away by Jordan, and Jordan comes away with the steal. Now the Saints are trying to run. Markovich gets in the lane. Markovich stripped, but she's fouled. No, it's actually a held ball. Possession arrow faces the Fighting Saints.
A nice defensive play to tie up Markovich and create the jump ball. Again, for St. Francis, you're saying to yourself, okay, who's going to pick up the scoring here?
Christina Ekomu will inbound with 26 on the shot clock. Lobbed in for Giddings. Both defenses have stepped up. It's been a low-scoring second quarter. Saints hanging around with the Cougars. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kamari Jordan in possession. Jordan has just 2 points early on. She spins into the paint, floats it up, no. And the rebound knocked out of bounds last touch. Apparently by the Saints. I think this one might get reversed from the back end.
Yeah, they may reverse this one.
Didn't look like Aylward touched it. She did.
Yeah, they're going to reverse it.
3:44 to play in the half. 6-point lead for St. Xavier. Fresh shot clock for the Saints. Aylward finds Jordan. Saints have had no room to shoot on the outside.
Boy, the ball pressure is picked up by St. Xavier again.
Jordan is blocked but fouled, hit on the arm, and Kamari Jordan will go to the free throw line. Kamari Jordan's had a tough night so far, but a chance to pick up a couple of points.
Every pass right now being challenged by St. Xavier, and they're kind of pushing St. Francis out. And somebody's got to get into that low post, and they need to make the pass down there and then let things happen from there. And St. Xavier's just doing a good job of making that very difficult for the Saints.
Jordan hits them both 4-point game. Kamari's got 4 points. St. Xavier basketball. This is Michaela Layden. Now Vozell guarded by Aylward, and Aylward called for the bump. That'll be the 15th foul, meaning free throws come up for Vozell. Nicole Davidson heads to the scorer's table. St. Francis will bring her in for the first time. Vozell hits on the first free throw. Sarah Vozell, an 86% shooter from the line.
Yeah, this has been a nice break for Charnel Reed. Meanwhile, Kalicki's been on the court the entire time. Also, a nice break for Angelica Osuski.
St. Xavier's lead is 6 once again. 3:13 to go in the first half.
With that ball down low to Giddings.
Davidson into Giddings and ripped away from her by Kara Korlicki. Korlicki off to the left. 3-point attempt from Welter is no good. Mari Jordan takes it for the Fighting Saints. Markovic on the left side, up top to Jordan.
Bingo.
Open three.
Bingo.
No good. Mari Jordan really struggling with that shot as Christina Akomu loses the ball out of bounds. Can't pull in the rebound.
You know, against Cardinal Stritz, St. Francis struggling to shoot the basketball, not near where they had been. And you've seen that kind of carry over into tonight. But St. Francis has been here before where they've been down against good teams. And nothing they ain't seen before.
Layden misses on the three, and Markovic comes away with the long rebound. Good defensive battle here. 32-26, just over 2 minutes to play in the half. Giddings across court to Markovic. Markovic drives on Korlicki, spins, puts it up with the left hand, and she's blocked, I think. Came up a little bit short. Layden on the move. Back to Collins, and Brittany Collins hits the short jumper.
Yeah, where earlier you saw St. Francis, you saw them come out and really get after it defensively, that junkyard dog mentality. And right now that's kind of gone a little bit, and now St. Xavier with really the flow going offensively and a nice transition basket there.
Well, we've talked about the sub game here. St. Francis using their bench a little bit more liberally than St. Xavier, and perhaps that'll pay dividends later, but right now, St. Xavier really beating St. Francis to most of the 50-50 balls.
You know, they have been, and that's where you get the loose balls, those rebounds, the offensive rebounds. St. Xavier just dominating in that one particular statistic, and those are second chance opportunities, and they've really had the advantage of those tonight.
1:57 on the clock. Markovic, Davidson, Akomu, Osuski, and Giddings are going to be on the floor for St. Francis.
Something going on with the scoreboard. They're trying to rectify it.
Well, it provides a good soundtrack. I think everyone in attendance appreciates that.
Dave Lacetta to the rescue. He's got the touch. Dave Lacetta, the AD here for many years.
Nobody knows the Sullivan Center like Dave Lacetta. The whistle blows. I think there's still a scoreboard problem. The scoreboard was an issue on our left side, meaning the clock wasn't showing over there. So the referees wanted to make sure that got settled before putting the ball back into play. 25 to shoot as Akomu re-enters the ball into play. Akomu drives on Layden, gets to the hoop, and misses the layup.
Good drive, she had it, just unable to get it to go down.
Layden passes across court to Welter. Looking into Brittany Collins. Collins step back jumper, good.
And that's a nice looking shot by Collins. Good defense by Giddings. Just Collins with a nice shot to knock it down.
Brittany Collins has been awfully good. She and Michaela Layden have combined on 23 of the Cougars' 34 points. Or rather 36 points now.
And right now, St. Francis in a funk offensively.
They haven't been able to do much since Charnel Reed went to the bench. Somebody else looking to step up. Three-pointer for Giddings, no good.
Yeah, that's not like what you see when you have to take that three because that's the only thing you can get.
Giddings pokes it away from Collins, but Collins tracks it down. Ozell drives. Out to Welter. Michaela Layden's pass to Welter for three. Nope.
Oh, man.
And another offensive rebound, this one for Roselle, who's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Just nobody blocking out on the perimeter, and it's just led to a number of offensive rebounds.
And that's really been the key to the game. St. Francis is not shooting well, but you got to count on that happening from time to time. Shooting is streaky. You can change the effort on the rebounds, and right now it's just not there.
It hasn't happened for whatever reason.
The 11-point lead for St. Xavier's, their biggest so far tonight. Charnel Reed back in for Jordan Giddings.
Tell you what, those extra times Bob Hallberg went out to see St. Francis personally is paying off right now because they have really controlled this entire first half. They had one kind of rough stretch there and then have just come roaring back, and St. Francis has not answered up to this point.
30 seconds and counting remaining in the first half. Step-in jumper for Davidson. That's a long two, but it's the first jumper I can remember anybody on the Saints hitting.
Yeah, it's nice to see for St. Francis because they haven't made that shot. Everything's been layups to the basket.
First 2 points for Davidson. Korlicki will play for the final shot here. Step back three for Kara Korlicki, no good. Rebounded by St. Xavier. Korlicki gets another one off at the buzzer. It misses, and the half is over. The buzzer never sounded. More clock problems. It's frozen at 0.1 on one clock, 0.3 on another, and 0.6 on yet another. So no buzzer, the half is over, and hopefully the clock situation is settled during halftime, but it is halftime now. St. Xavier leads 37-28, and not at all the half that St. Francis was looking for, but still in the game.
You know what, we talked about hustle points earlier, and right now St. Xavier winning those hustle points, the little things. You saw both teams on the floor early, but the offensive rebounds, that's hustle, and right now St. Francis getting beat at that end, at that part of the game.
Defense has reigned in the first half of today's game, just 37-28, a very low scoring first half between St. Francis and St. Xavier. Number 1 and number 3 in the nation going head to head, and a long way still to go in this game. So we'll see what happens in the second half. We're about 15 minutes away from that, and Mike and I will step aside. But during halftime, catch up with Charnel Reed and Mary Rouse, a couple of the seniors on this St. Francis basketball team. We'll have their interviews for you to keep you entertained, and we'll be back for more in a little bit. 9-point deficit, make it a 10-point deficit. 38-28 is the score. St. Xavier has the lead over St. Francis at halftime. We'll be back with more in a bit.
My name is Charnel Reed. I am a senior. I'm from Chicago Heights, Illinois, and I play post.
My name is Mary Rouse. I am a senior guard from Yorkville, Illinois. The one word to describe this season would be challenge. We don't ever let up. Every practice, no matter who we play, we always go as hard as we can. After we win, we aren't satisfied with just that win. We look forward to the next team. So we're never sitting back. Every day is another challenge for us to overcome.
Probably just inspirational. This team has done a phenomenal job of being who we are, making a statement this year, and understanding that we have a target and that we need to embrace it. And also understanding that we have goals this year, big goals at that, and we're reaching them day by day.
Yes, that was a motivator because Us being number one, we always said that there was a target on our backs, so no matter who we were playing, we always looked at them like they were going to give us our best, because every team did give us our best. So that's what motivated us.
It was a motivator. It just told us that we have a goal. Like I said, nationals is our goal. It showed us that working hard gets us places, and if we continue to do that, we can achieve anything that we want to. In team history, that's special to us. As a team, like I said, we have goals, and of course, coming into the season, we didn't know being undefeated was going to be one of them. But I mean, now that we've reached it, it's just protecting it. We don't want any team to be the first team, to give us a loss. So every time we have a home game, the motto is, bring it at home, protect your home court. Every time we're on the road, it's road warriors. Every game is just another notch to being a perfect season.
My feeling was finally able to feel a little bit of satisfaction no matter what happened at that point. We were one step closer to our goal of winning a national championship. So I was finally able to feel a little relief for what we had accomplished so far.
I mean, it was very special. We've been to nationals before, so we know what it feels like to be there. But to go again undefeated, it just gives us a bigger chip on our shoulder. It gives us more motivation. It also lets us know that we actually, we made it this year. We did what we were supposed to do. Last year, losing first round is not something that we want to do again. So going in undefeated, it's a lot more, we feel a lot more comfortable.
Sam is a great coach in that every single practice, every time we're on the floor, from the time we step out to the time we leave the gym, she expects full intensity. And what is so special about our team is that we motivate each other to be, when we see a teammate is slacking or someone looks down or something's not going their way, we make sure that no matter what, there's full intensity. So I think that definitely carries into the games and into the final minutes. Maybe when our starting five is exhausted, we just have it, almost hardwired in our brain to still play with intensity.
We take pride in our defense. No matter how the offensive side goes, defense wins our games. Coach Sam, always tells us it doesn't matter if we don't score one bucket. If they don't score one bucket either, no one wins. So when it comes to how we play and our style of basketball, we just continue to be, dogs on the defensive end, and that's what wins our games. It was great, actually. Another reason it was great is because, one, it was against Olivet. I mean, that's just a team that we would say is a interconference rival for us. We love playing that game. We also hate playing that game. It's bittersweet. But it was very special to me because that's just a personal goal that I had for this season. Last season was great, and I knew coming into this one, I was gonna have to put up, certain numbers, and for me to reach my 1,000th point and have my team to, be there 100% to support me on it, it just felt great that night.
When I first came here, obviously we had really good talent, and I believe my 4 years, the team has always worked so hard. We've always been a scrappy team. But this year it finally came together. All of the talent and the scrappiness just sort of worked. It gave us a great starting five, and we have a deep bench where the girls coming off the bench, everything. So I think it just being this fourth year, everything just has come together, especially another year of experience for Sam, only benefits the team. how close we are and how we expect so much from one another. Because we're so close, we're not afraid to tell a teammate in practice to keep working or push their teammate harder. So I think our secret to success is definitely the sports, like just how close our team is.
Like I mentioned before, our secret, not really a secret, but is defense. Like I said, we take pride in our defense. And we know that it doesn't take one person, you know, it takes all five on the defensive end. Help here, help there, help the helper. I mean, we just bond together as much as we can and understand that, you know, if we get stops, the offense will, you know, take care of itself. You bring it, we bring it harder. I mean, Sam always says that we're going to get every team's best now. Seeing that we're undefeated, every team comes into our gym, or you know, even if we come into their gym and they're saying we're going to be that team that gives them their first loss. And while we're in the locker room, we're thinking the same thing. You know, that's not going to happen. So I mean, the motto is you bring it, you know, we bring it harder. Whatever, give me your best, and we're going to give you our best. You know.
One of the things we say in our huddle is together we work, and I think just saying together really is our motto. Even if you play 40 minutes or if you play 2 minutes or sit the bench, our motto is just that no matter what we do, we're doing it together. To take every day, I think one day at a time, every game. We also aren't settling for anything less than our best. We know we can't take one day off. I mean, starting today, every early morning practice, once you get that over with, we're on to the next day, and that's just our approach, one day at a time, one victory at a time. You know, take one game at a time. Understand that we will have rough patches. Teams will go on runs. Also understand that the game of basketball is all about runs. You know, they'll go up, we'll go up. Every shot's not gonna go in. So our approach is also just to understand that we don't want what happened last year to happen again. You know, it didn't feel good going out in the first round. So that's us going in with a chip on our shoulder, you know, just wanting to prove ourselves and actually let people know that, you know, last year won't happen again. I guess I just want to say thank you. I mean, I appreciate the support all season, being behind us 100%. I mean, there's no way we can make it this far without a fan base. You got to think, we wouldn't win all these games with 0 people in the crowd, you know. Momentum's always the best when we have, you know, people supporting us. And I mean, just as St. Francis itself, we have a great student section. We got a very, very strong fan base. Like I said, I just want to thank you, and I appreciate everything you guys done this season. I just appreciate anyone's support. I've been here for 4 years. I know that our program has been through some ups and downs and changes every year. It's been different. So I think the fans that have stuck with it for these 4 years, no matter if we're winning or losing, we just appreciate that.
back inside the Sullivan Center and down on Pat Quigley Court. We're getting set for the second half of the CCAC Tournament Championship game for the St. Francis Fighting Saints and the St. Xavier Cougars, along with Mike Zaworski. I'm Terry Bonadonna. 38-28, Saints trail at the half, an unfamiliar position for St. Francis, Mike. And we look ahead to the second half. There were certainly some positives for the Saints, but a lot of negatives as well. Probably primary among them, the offensive rebounds for St. Xavier.
You know what? Offensive rebound just killing St. Francis right now. 9 offensive rebounds for St. Xavier. You project that over the game, that's 18 off. You ain't going to win with those kind of numbers. They've got to tighten up the defensive rebounding, first and foremost. Secondly, you know, I say first and foremost, when you ain't scoring, you can look bad. And right now, St. Francis can't score. When you look at the numbers of Giddings, of Ikomu, it ain't getting it done right now, and they just have to pick up offensively and knock down some threes. 0 threes in the first half. Their 3 3-point shooters, 41%, 40%, and 39% are all overs in the first half.
The outside shooting's kind of been a mixed bag today because on the one hand, St. Francis 0 for 6, nowhere near obviously what they usually do. On the other side, St. Xavier's only 4 for 13, and that is their game as well. They're not hitting threes.
You know what? But what they're doing is they're making up for it in hustle by going to get offensive rebounds, which St. Francis hasn't been able to do. And also, when you think about Sam Quigley, what she said before the game, hey, if we can shut down 3, it's going to be a W. 2, it's going to be a tight ball game. 1, we could be in trouble. Right now, they've shut down 1, and that's Krolicki.
Kara Krolicki, the conference's leading scorer, averaging 22 points per game. Today she's got 4 on 1 of 6 from the field. On the other side, St. Francis's #1 scorer, Charnel Reed, averaging 16 a game. She's got 15 right now, but nobody else has stepped up.
You know, and that's the point. You just got to get other players making shots. When you don't make shots, you can look bad. And St. Francis hasn't looked good because they haven't made shots. One of the things that can get shots going sometimes, if you get that transition game going, get some easy baskets, and that can get players get their confidence going. Giddings has got to step it up here in the second half, and that's the bottom line for St. Francis to win this one.
St. Francis trails 38-28 at the half. We're getting set to start the second half now. Charnel Reed, 7 of 10 from the field. She's got 15 points. The rest of the team combined, 13 points on 4 for 20 shooting. So that's going to have to turn around. On the bright side, for anybody who was out here on Saturday, this is a very similar feel to it. That game on Saturday, they trailed Cardinal Stritch at halftime. Came from behind, came up with a 3-point win. We'll see if they've got another comeback in their bag of tricks today.
You know, you just saw some of the crowd there, and if you can get things going offensive, that crowd's ready to explode. And if you can get things going, get the crowd into this game, that's going to be huge. Right now, the crowd very subdued because of the way the game's going right now.
Just the 3rd time this year that St. Francis has trailed at the half, and Kamari Jordan comes away with a quick steal to open up the second half.
St. Francis been down before, and you can see the transition game. They get the transition game going. That can get, just sprout good things, and you like to see that early on here.
You gotta love seeing from Kamari Jordan. Who's had a really tough night, 1 of 7 from the field, but it has not slowed down her defensive intensity, and she remains aggressive on offense too, getting herself to the line.
Well, I was just going to say, if she can knock down some throws, that can help getting the confidence going, and the first one rims out.
She just has not had her usual shooting touch tonight. She does make her second free throw. It's 38-29.
I like this. Some good full court pressure. You have the traveling violation. So a nice start to the second half here by St. Francis, getting to the free throw line through transition offense, and then a turnover with the full court pressure.
Anytime you get Brittany Collins handling the ball outside, I think you'll take it. She travels for the 2nd time today, but Christina Ikomu gives it right back with a double dribble.
Yeah, she was getting ready to make the pass to the wing, and the defender jumped the offensive player on the wing to deny the passing lane and get the double dribble call.
38-29, 9:35 to play. It's been a very active first 30 seconds of this 3rd quarter. We've seen a foul, 2 points, 3 turnovers already. Here's Krolicki spinning into the paint, kicking it outside. Fanter for 3, no.
Well, he got a break. There you go again. That just talked about it. And
3-pointer for Krolicki, yes, and a foul.
So now they're going to get the ball back out of bounds too. on the push by Giddings.
The three-pointer counts. The foul was underneath the basket. And that's just a disastrous play for St. Francis. Second foul on Giddings. Inbounded to Krolicki. And Krolicki is starting to get hot. She's got more points on that possession than she had the entire first half.
Well, you know, St. Francis just, they started out good and all of a sudden it just unravels here. So they're going to have to dig down deep and just get it done. This is just about gutting it out.
Biggest deficit of the season for the Fighting Saints. They turn it over again.
Yeah, good pass, and it goes right through the hands of Giddings. And
here's Layden dishing it off to Fanter.
See the ball movement by St. Xavier. There's the defensive pressure you want to see.
Here's a drive from Fanter, stripped out of her hands by Charnel Reed. It'll stay with the Cougars, 8 seconds on the shot clock.
No, that's the kind of defensive intensity you want to see out of St. Francis.
Fanter looking to get it in, lobbed up top. Welter off to Krolicki, 5 to shoot. Krolicki, step back three, good.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Oseski gave her a step, and Krolicki will take that every time. It's 46-29. St. Xavier has taken the lead, and again, the biggest deficit that St. Francis has faced all year.
Yeah, and right now, just St. Xavier, you thought you had it going there in the first, early on, the defense pressure, everything, and then it just totally comes apart for St. Francis. You know Krolicki's going to hit some of those shots at some point in the game, and a nice step back by her, and it's good defense by Oseski, and you know, St. Francis got to regroup and just, you know, you're going to find out what they're made of right now. #1 team in the country, getting their hats handed to them right now.
Kara Krolicki is the conference's leading scorer. She was held to just 4 points in the first half. We're 1 minute and 40 seconds into the second half. She's already got 8 points. So she is once again a problem, and we'll see if the Saints have any defensive answer for her. It looked like the Saints had a good defensive strategy when they put that press on in the first possession. They haven't had a chance to put it on again since then because they haven't been scoring.
Well, just a three, and then they get the foul, and it ends up being a 5-point play. And again, just you name it, what can go wrong has gone wrong here for St. Francis. And the only way you can get out of something like that is just to dig down deep and get her going.
Well, Charnel Reed hasn't gotten too many offensive touches so far in the second half. She's got...
St. Francis hasn't had many offensive touches.
Fair enough.
Again, the turnover, then you get a foul. I mean, just really coming apart at the seams right now.
Christina Ekomu off to Angelica Oseski.
I think you got to keep coming back to Giddings and get her the basketball and see if you can't get her on track, because Charnel Reed ain't going to be able to do it by herself.
Reed has 17 points so far. She spins towards the hoop. She's got 19 points.
She's done that all night, and she's done it at will, but she's the only offensive scorer right now for the Saints.
Fanter out near midcourt, bounces it off to Layden. A whistle blows, timeout called from St. Xavier's bench. Bob Hallberg didn't like what he saw there.
That's a veteran coach right there. What a great timeout. You could feel the pressure, and St. Xavier not in position to handle it. And a nice timeout call by Bob Hallberg to settle his team down and tell him how to handle the pressure.
Bob Hallberg certainly is a veteran coach. Picked up his 900th career victory at the college level earlier this season. Combined between men's and women. Spent some time in Division I on the men's side as well. So a very accomplished coach. And
I mean, you start talking 900 wins, you're getting into Krzyzewski territory there, you know.
He's up there. He's up there. He's leading the #3 team in the nation right now. Last year, St. Xavier was ranked #1. St. Francis was #4 in late February. Both teams got upset in the conference tournament. We didn't get to see this showdown. This year we've got it, and so far it's gone St. Xavier's way.
Great rivalry and great tradition between these two teams.
Inbounded to Brittany Collins. Here's Kara Krolicki for the Cougars. Fanter is fouled by Oseski.
Yep, using her hands. Just
Second
off
foul on
balance and
Oseski.
gets called on the foul as she reached her arm out.
Aside from Christina Ekomu now, all of the Saints starters have 2 fouls. Fresh 30 seconds for St. Xavier. Korlicki. Korlicki drives and dishes outside. Layden has an open 3 from the corner. It's short and rebounded by Ekomu.
You know, the one thing for St. Francis is St. Xavier, with 3 players, haven't played 20 minutes and haven't had a blow, so you're hoping that that may play a role later on.
Charnel Reed doesn't quite get the roll on the reverse.
And nobody around the basket. The offensive rebound, St. Xavier just easily taken down the rebound.
Korlicki, nice crossover. Her pass deflected, but it finds Brittany Collins, who knocks down another jumper. Yep. Collins has been unstoppable from mid-range when she's gotten those open looks.
And completely unchallenged on the shot because Korlicki broke down off the dribble.
6 of 8 now from the field for the junior. And a steal. Here's Layden coming the other way. Michaela Layden, an uncontested layup.
You look at this right now, again, the scouting job that St. Xavier has done. They have taken St. Francis out of everything they're trying to do offensively. Taken away reversal.
19-point deficit for the Fighting Saints. Pull-up jumper, Charnel Reed is good.
Well, there's been the one positive for St. Francis is Charnel Reed. And she's trying to get it done, and down 17, she's going to have to keep scoring because right now nobody else stepping up to the plate.
We shudder to think where St. Francis would be right now without Charnel Reed. The rest of the team has just 12 points. St. Francis still has a long way to go to make up a big deficit here, but Charnel Reed's doing her best to keep them in it.
You know what, though? But this plays right into St. Xavier's hands when you only got 1 player scoring instead of 5 who usually score for you. Again, usually you can't take away any one person because there's so many people scoring. And right now, for St. Xavier, nobody else has stepped up to the plate. So, hey, let Reed score all she wants. Let her score, let her score. That ain't going to win you the ball game.
Saints have 5 players on the season averaging in double figures. And today it's pretty much just been Charnel Reed.
And not a 3-pointer in the hat for St. Francis today.
Cougars break the press. Layden into Collins. Collins kicks it outside. Collins all alone inside and fouled from behind by Ivana Markovic after Caitlin Aylward had fallen over defensively.
Yeah, you could see Collins, just her presence out there and her experience, and the freshman just unable to get it done defensively against her. Collins just using her smarts and goes to the line for 2.
Collins misses on the first free throw. 5:54 to play, 3rd quarter. St. Xavier by 17.
It'd be nice to see her miss this, get the board.
1 of 2. Collins has 14. That's tied for a team high. Michaela Layden has 14 as well. Christina Ekomu. Out to Jordan.
Yeah, you see, normally that's a shot she would have had off.
8 on the shot clock. Ekomu, step back 3. It's good. Finally, the Saints hit the long ball.
Well, hopefully that can get them on track and get them going here. The crowd's dying for something to happen.
Layden takes it in, backs it out. Lobbed in for Collins. Collins, turnaround on Aylward. No good, rebounded by Reed. Charnel Reed pushing the pace.
Oh, man.
Shoveled back to Ekomu, another 3. Good!
Well, finally, St. Francis starting to get something going, and the crowd getting into this, and that's how good things happen.
And Kara Korlicki misses on the layup and another offensive rebound.
No block
Open
out on the play 3. No block out at all, and it just kills you. Just kills you.
The lead back to 15 for St. Xavier.
Right now, Collins is the player of the game. She has just done everything for St. Xavier.
Charnel Reed, turn around, jumper for square. Charnel Reed has been red hot.
She's just doing everything. And again, you got to rebound the basketball.
Kayla Layden kicks it out to an open Fanter. Fanter hits 2 in a row.
Again, the help rotates, and they can't get out quick enough. That's what good teams do, and that's why they're ranked the number 3 team in the country.
3-point shooting starting to pick up for both teams.
Well, it never left for St. Xavier here, as far as I'm concerned.
Just 3 of 14 in the first half. Nice move by Jordan, but she can't finish. Offensive rebound. Now Jordan for 3. Got it.
You can't trade. You can't trade.
Big defensive possession here for the Fighting Saints. 3.5 minutes to play, third quarter.
You know, you said 3 of 14, and it's interesting because how many of those have just been wide open threes, and that's the big issue to me. It's just wide open looks.
And another open look for Fanter.
Sure.
She's hit 3 in a row.
And the weak side defense can't, you got to adjust sooner or later. The weak side defense getting caught in the paint, you can't go there. You can't go traditional help side defense.
Akomu for 3. She misses on her attempt at 3 in a row. Here comes Krolicki. Krolicki blocked and saved. Nice play by Akomu and Reed. Charnel Reed takes it to Chanel Fanter, blocked but a foul.
You see Charnel Reed, get out of my way, get out of my way, let me do my thing. You know, you talked about St. Francis getting it going, and through all of that, St. Francis getting it going, we took off 1 point. You can't trade, you got to get her done.
As soon as the offense started to show up for St. Francis, the defense started to fail them a little bit.
And the help side, when they're shooting the 3, you got to force them to put the ball to their deck. And St. Francis has not made that adjustment here.
And this is what St. Xavier does. A lot of teams, you'll give them these shots, but St. Xavier, you just can't do it. That's their game.
You can't. You know, hey, if they scored it, at some point you got to say, hey, if they scored a layup, try to challenge it, make it tough, but we can't let them keep knocking down 3s.
Reed hits them both. Charnel Reed up to 25 points. And Angelica Oseski, after a quick breather, back in for Akomu. St. Xavier will make a substitution as well as Maddie Welter checks out. And the junior guard, Casey McMahon, is in. Kara Krolicki guarded down the floor by Markovic. Step back 3 for Krolicki. She is too good from the outside.
And that's what Krolicki can do. And you knew she was going to start hitting here sooner or later.
St. Xavier's made 4 consecutive 3-point attempts. Charnel Reed's good at a foul.
It's fun to watch, isn't it?
I think this is more the type of game we expected than that defense. I mean, we expect the defenses to be good, but just a lot of missed shots in the first half. And this is starting to be up and down, both teams trading baskets.
You know what, again, advantage St. Xavier because you have multiple players doing it. Of the big 4, all 4 of them have contributed tonight. For St. Francis, really only 1 getting her done.
This free throw for Reed, the lead for St. Xavier remains 15. Layden's pass picked off by Charnel Reed. Reed does not have numbers, she backs out. Giddings steps into a 3, way off. Jordan Giddings had an open look, and that was an air ball, and this is the 2nd consecutive game for both Giddings and Jordan that they just have not had their long distance shots.
Yeah, that's very un-Giddings-like, so to speak.
Eric Krolicki slips and falls, and that's got to be either a foul or traveling. They call it travel.
Violation. Yep.
There's a late whistle. She's on the ground. It's got to be one or the other.
And she just fell trying to make the move. You know, and that's that. You look at the fatigue factor. She hasn't been out of this game, and
Ivana Markovic for the Saints. 93 seconds to play in the third quarter. Here's Jordan.
just running good old flex.
Charnel Reed from the foul line. Jumper is good. 29 for Charnel Reed.
Now you need a defensive stop here. This is a huge possession because they can get it down to 10 potentially if they can get a stop here.
Krolicki pull-up jumper, can't bank it in. Rebounded by Jordan. They've cleaned up the second chances a little bit the last few minutes. Jordan to the basket, banks it in.
And there you see the strength of Jordan in completing that shot as she took the bump and got it to drop.
Here's Michaela Layden. Final minute of the third. Layden crosses over, gets to the hoop, and puts it in.
And a nice move, and you really have to force her to her left. You can't let her go right. Make it a difficult shot on the play down there.
Here's Jordan Giddings. Probably the last offensive possession of the quarter for St. Francis, so they want to make it count. Reed in the post, guarded by
Got to move
Fanter.
on the perimeter, you can't stand.
Charnel Reed throws the ball up, the whistle blows, we have a foul or a held ball. Call is a foul on St. Xavier's, Kara Krolicki.
Krolicki shaking her head going, no, 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 no.
19.7 seconds on the third quarter clock. Reed's got 2 free throws. Reed hits on the first, and it's going to be a lead for St. Xavier, probably a double-digit lead heading into the fourth, but the Cougars were threatening to run away with it for a little bit there, so you got to consider at least this a slight victory for the Saints here.
Well, St. Francis is still the #1 ranked team in the country. You know they're going to make some runs, and the person that's really just getting it done is Charnel Reed. A couple threes here and there, and it'll be nice if they can put some pressure on here and maybe get something in the last 19 seconds.
Saints will put on the full court press. McMahon dribbles out of the trap, gets it up to Vozell. Here is Layden with 8 seconds on the clock. Layden drives on Akomu. Layden off the glass, no good. Rebound loose, picked up by the Saints with 2 seconds. Charnel Reed from half court. Almost hit it. That would have been something, wouldn't it?
And that time you saw it, they made her go to her left, and she's not as good going to her left, and she misses the shot.
Well, it's manageable right now, 11 points.
It's manageable. Again, St. Xavier, a very good basketball team, so you know it's going to be a matter of what the Saints do defensively, not just trade baskets with St. Xavier.
Very entertaining third quarter. Saw St. Xavier extend a 10-point halftime lead to 11, now 65-54. And the Saints had a chance, at least on the offensive end, to make it a lot closer, but they didn't step up on a few key possessions defensively. They left Fanter wide open on 3 straight possessions, and she hit 3 straight threes.
You know, and that's where, you know, I'm sure Sam Quigley and Mac are talking to their players that you can't help into the paint traditional help side defense with those kind of 3-point shooters. And that killed them in those possessions, just wide open looks, and they're trying to run and get out there and challenge, but you're just way too late because her feet are set and she's into the rhythm of her shot already by the time they're challenging her.
Saints come into play today at 31-0. They were 21-0 in conference. And they won, of course, their first 2 conference tournament games as well. So now 23-0 in conference overall. St. Xavier lost 2 conference games, 18-2 in conference. They lost to St. Francis. They lost to Cardinal Stritch. They came back to get their revenge on Cardinal Stritch, beating them by 20 last week. And now they're trying to get their revenge on the Fighting Saints as well.
You know, they're hitting on all cylinders tonight. They've really played well, and you know, we just got the stat sheets, and you look at one stat, the offensive rebounds, 11 of them, and they're 9 for 22 from 3. That's pretty doggone good.
The numbers up for both teams shooting-wise, 49% now for St. Xavier, 47 for St. Francis.
And you look at how well St. Xavier played, and St. Francis with a chance to still win this ball game. They can get a score here.
Angelica Oseski with the ball for the Saints. Here's Akomu, 15 to shoot, off to Nicole Davidson. 3-pointer for Akomu, no good. Rebound tipped and pulled in by Vozell.
Yeah, the St. Francis players all battling for it, and they actually tipped it to St. Xavier.
Here is Kara Krolicki.
Here's the ball. It's going to go to Collins.
Brittany Collins turns around and scores on Nicole Davidson.
And they've really had no answer for Kara Collins tonight. She has just done whatever she wants to do, and you know, there's another example of it.
Here's Reed on the right wing. Reed puts it on the ground to the hoop. No, but a foul. Charnel Reed's got 31 points tonight. That's already a new season high for her. She's 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
You know,
Reed's career high in scoring is 34 points.
You know, you look at LeBron James and when he was originally with the Cavs, and he tried to get them to the title all by himself when they didn't have the cast around him. Goes down to Miami, comes back, and all of a sudden you saw a cast around him, and it was that team thing. Right now, Charnel Reed is kind of LeBron James before he went down to Miami and then came back. Somebody else is still going to have to step it up for St. Francis here before this one's all over with.
Well, if nothing else, at least Charnel Reed's now been compared to LeBron James.
I'll tell you what, she's looked like LeBron tonight, hasn't she?
She has, and she's got the supporting cast around her. They just have not played their best basketball tonight. Brittany Collins, easy two inside.
Yeah, you can't exchange, you know, and that's what we're doing right now. And Giddings is going to have to come back in the game. She's the only one that can defend Collins.
Reed double teamed every time she touches the ball now. Dribbling underneath the hoop. She tried to get it down low to Nicole Davidson, but the pass is stolen.
Yeah, she's going to have to go up with that shot. Too much traffic down there.
Layden back to McMahon. Three ball, good. .16-point lead for St. Xavier. 8 minutes and some change to go. Christina Akomu gets the roll on a nice drive.
Well, now what you're seeing is you're starting to see Charnel Reed get double and triple teamed, and they're making other players step it up. And you know, we've talked about that a number of times. That somebody else is going to have to do that for St. Francis.
Brittany Collins in the post, kicks it out to Krolicki. That's too much room for Kara Krolicki. Krolicki's got 18.
I'll tell you what, if you are a St. Xavier fan, I know you are, Terry.
On my off days.
That's pretty basketball to watch. Not that I like it.
Davidson off a nice feed from Reed.
Charnel Reed creating the offense.
Kara Krolicki just set the St. Xavier single season record for most points in a season. And she adds 2 more to it. She broke the record set by herself last year.
I'll tell you what, the focus of St. Xavier right now is just so impressive. They're just, you can see in them, they have that sense of, we are not going to be denied right now. And at this point, they ain't.
Substitutions for St. Francis, Aylward, Markovich, Giddings all come on. They'll join Akomu and Reed on the floor. Excuse me, Akomu on Jordan. Reed's getting a short rest.
And she has to, because there was, you can just see her laboring at the other end. Just down here in front of us, you could just see her laboring and trying to get her breath. And it ain't going to be a long one for her, though. She's going to have about 30, 45 seconds. And this timeout actually helps St. Francis because it gets her a little bit of a blow.
7:08 to play in the fourth quarter. 77-60 St. Xavier. The Cougars are shooting the lights out in this second half. Kara Krolicki, chief among the big shooters. Krolicki went 1 of 6 from the field in the first half, and she hasn't missed too often in the second. I don't have the numbers on me.
That's why good. She's up for Player of the Year, you know, and she's going to be looked at for that is Charnel Reed, and just 2 very, very good basketball players.
Yeah, I mean, not just Player of the Year in the conference, but in the entire nation. I think both players involved in it. National Player of the Year came out of the CCAC last year when Abby Hengesbach won it for Olivet Nazarene. She's standing on the Saint sideline right now as a graduate assistant. Can't see her in the picture right now. She's immediately to the right of Sam Quigley.
You know, and I actually talked to Sam about what she's, and there you see her in the green pants and white top. And I asked Sam Quigley about how much she's meant to the program. She said just unbelievable the knowledge she brings to the St. Francis bench.
7:08 to play, both teams back on the floor. St. Francis basketball.
Well, St. Francis is going to make another run before this one's on. Probably 2 more good runs. Hopefully those runs will take them to the lead. The problem is they can't shut down St. Xavier offensively right now.
Jordan Giddings to Caitlin Aylward. Over to Ivana Markovic. Markovic bounces it down low to Giddings. Giddings blocked by Collins.
Collins has her figured out, pegged defensively.
Collins is the national leader in block shots. I think that's her first today. On the other end, Layden is stopped by Giddings, but an offensive rebound, Krolicki.
And Giddings got away with one there.
Layden for 3, short.
Look at this.
Krolicki comes flying in, and she gets tied up with Ivana Markovic. It'll stay with the Cougars.
You know, you go back to earlier in the game and just the hustle and the offensive rebounds, and you're seeing that from St. Xavier tonight, and just beating St. Francis to the basketball.
That's tough when it's Kara Krolicki. It's one thing if it's Brittany Collins out rebounding you. You can't see Kara Krolicki come in to get those offensive boards. Here's Layden. Out to Vozell. Vozell blocked, but a foul call.
Foul on the play, on the reach.
Caitlin Aylward's second foul.
You know, in the transition game early in this contest, when St. Francis was much closer, you saw the team speed really do some nice things there early in the second quarter, and you really haven't seen that since. And the half-court offense, St. Xavier just executing to the letter, where St. Francis hasn't.
1 of 2 from the line. 78-60, 6 minutes to play.
Reed's going to have to come in here pretty quick because they're going to need her scoring to travel.
Aylward called for the travel. She has struggled in this conference tournament. And Charnel Reed coming back in. She checks in for Markovic, so Saints will play big here.
St. Francis, you'd like to see them go to some kind of trapping here to try to force St. Xavier to make passes and make plays.
Collins outside to Fanter. Fanter will take her time. Lob down low for Collins, and too easy for Collins.
Yeah, you know, a few times early on you saw Giddings make some nice plays, and right now Collins just hitting on every cylinder.
Aylward misses on the 3. St. Xavier will give her that shot. But the ball will stay with the Fighting Saints. That was just the 22nd three-pointer attempted by Caitlin Aylward this year. Charnel Reed drives on Fanter, flips it towards the hoop, no good, and rebounded by St. Xavier.
Yeah, see Charnel Reed just kind of getting out of sorts there. And
Krolicki, a rare open miss. And here comes St. Francis. Christina Ekomu leading the charge. Ekomu bounces to Reed. Reed lays it up, no.
See, that's legs, that's legs. You know, she's put so much energy into this game and just coming up short on that shot. You can see her bent over on her knees right now. And then what's interesting is all these players that have played 20 minutes, or the whole game, they played 20 minutes at the half, complete game, but they've been in this contest the whole game. You don't see them over on their knees right now.
Tamari Jordan, left-handed layup is good. Nice drive by Jordan.
Now you got 5 minutes left to try to cut this lead down, so you're going to have to pick up the defensive pressure. It's just too easy right now.
Kara Krolicki guarded by Kamari Jordan. St. Xavier taking the air out of the ball a little bit here.
You know, one thing, when you're an undefeated team, you have a bullseye on you. And right now, St. Xavier really seeing where that bullseye is at. Look at that.
Shot clock violation. Clock again malfunctioning. St. Xavier didn't see it.
That's another offense, would have been another offensive rebound. She's just unable to completely control it.
Well, Sam Quigley before the game talked about embracing the target, stealing a line from Joe Madden. St. Francis has done that all year, but today running out of steam a little bit. They've still got time, but they've got to make a move in a hurry. Jordan, another nice drive.
Yeah, nice drive by Jordan, and you're still down 16, so you got to pick up the defensive pressure. You're running into a time situation now with only 4 minutes left in the game.
St. Xavier led by 10 at the half. It was 11 at the start of the fourth quarter. They have dominated play here in the fourth. Layden for 3. She hits it. She's got 19.
That's why you rank number 3. Right now, Terry, this is a good old butt kicking.
Something that has not happened to St. Francis in a long time. Christina Ekomu on the run, no good. And the rebound to Layden. Layden dishes it into the corner for Fanter. Fanter's three-pointer rims in.
Well, their percentage from 3 here in the second half. Sam Quigley takes another timeout, trying to stop the bleeding.
Well, Fanter's been the key to the game, I think. She's not the leading scorer. She's got 16 points. Both Krolicki and Collins have 20, but it was that sequence in the third quarter where she made those 3 consecutive three-pointers. To me, that was the entire game, really, in a nutshell.
You know what? I don't know how else to put it then. St. Xavier has flat out outplayed St. Francis at both ends of the court. St. Francis not able to get anything going offensively, trying to rely on Reed. And when you got one player trying to do it all, that's not going to happen. You've seen that through the years at any level of basketball. One player, doesn't get it done. And St. Xavier, meanwhile, they're hitting on all cylinders. Talked about the Big Four and not letting them get going. As of right now, they haven't stopped any, and not one of the Big Four have been stopped. They've been kind of having it their way all night long.
Last time these two teams matched up, the Fighting Saints held St. Xavier just 70 points. That was their 4th lowest scoring total of the year. You couldn't expect to do that again. They've got 86 tonight with 3:19 still to play. St. Francis has not been able to do it on the offensive side the way they usually can.
And that's where I think you got to give all the credit to St. Xavier. They have been, I'll tell you what, everything St. Francis tries to do, they know, and they are taken away. And St. Francis hasn't responded to it. And they haven't made the adjustments to it and just haven't gotten it done. And key players have just had tough nights for St. Francis. And it's a good old butt kicking right now. As a head coach, there's times when you say, you know what, we're getting our butts beat right now. That's what you have to say as a head coach.
3:19 to go. If St. Francis doesn't make their big run right now, it's going to be their first loss of the season. Angelica Oseski is blocked. Rebound loose, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Fighting Saints. Oh, we talked about it coming into the game. Both of these teams have already locked up spots in the NAIA tournament. Both will almost assuredly be #1 seeds.
You would think, that St. Francis, even with the loss, because of who it's to.
Step in jumper, no good from Maddie Welter, rebounded by Angelica Oseski.
That there still would be a high seed in the tournament.
It's not a soft 31-0 coming into tonight as Kamari Jordan misses on a 3. They beat 9 ranked teams, including St. Xavier once before. So it's a tough game today, but certainly does not diminish any of the tremendous accomplishments they've achieved this year.
And you can just see the expression on the St. Francis faces right now, just that sense of frustration that this one just gotten away from them. But again, Bob Hallberg is just...
Christina Akomu called for the travel. 2:30 to play.
The play to me that kind of sticks out in this game is St. Francis. They come out in the second half, they have it in a manageable level, and they start out and they get a nice offensive rebound, do some nice things, get to the free throw line, and then they come down and just a turnover where they just travel with the basketball for a completely unforced turnover, and it took every bit of momentum away, and then the next thing you know, the 5-point run by St. Xavier with the 3-point play and the foul called at the same time.
Here's Kara Krolicki bouncing it outside. 7 on the shot clock for St. Xavier.
Couldn't believe Krolicki didn't shoot that one.
Stolen away by Markovic, and she's stripped by Layden, quickly travels or steps out of bounds, whichever came first. I think Krolicki might be just trying to eat some clock at this point. 2 minutes to play.
Everybody says shoot a layup. The 3 for Krolicki is a layup. you know?
Yeah, essentially, Kara Krolicki, the all-time leading three-point shooter in St. Xavier history, only a junior. I got to see Krolicki play a lot in high school. I called several of her games and watched her compete in the three-point contest at that level. She was one of the top contenders for the Queen of the Hill in Illinois.
Right up here. Nope, they're going to pull it out.
And a foul called on St. Francis.
And the problem, you send St. Xavier to the line. They're such a good free throw shooting team. They're going to knock it down there.
Fourth foul on Kamari Jordan.
Well, now if you're Sam Quigley, your mind starts to go to, okay, what do I say to the team after the game? You know, you got a team that's 31-1, an unbelievable regular season. Now you got to get them ready to go down and win at the national tournament in the first round. And St. Francis in basketball, regardless of women's, men's, has never been past that first round. So you're going to have to do some talking with your team, convince them to put this one behind them, and get ready to go down there and, hey, let's play our basketball game down there.
There's going to be a turnover possession arrow facing St. Francis.
The one concern that you have about St. Francis is that in this game and the game against Cardinal Stritch, they've struggled scoring, and their shooters haven't shot the ball. That's the one concern you have going into all this.
They've been playing their best offensive basketball of the season coming in, and it's gone in a hurry very quickly these last two games.
And to give part of that credit to good defense, but you know, great teams step it up when the good defense steps it up. And you know, now there ain't no teams to play to get you back into the mode that you want to be in. Now it's do or die, and for St. Francis, you hope they can get it going down at the tournament.
Cardinal Stritch and St. Xavier, as a foul is called on the Saints here. Cardinal Stritch and St. Xavier have two of the best defenses in the country. But you're going to be seeing a lot of that when you get down to the national tournament, so you might as well get used to it now.
Now you got to be careful because this is really a good St. Francis basketball team.
And St. Francis waving the white flag right now as they take out their starters. Charnel Reed Dunn with 33 points for the day. Maddie Kennedy is in. Mary Rouse on the floor now with Nicole Davidson as well.
Bob's not taking his starters out.
And Krolicki hits on another layup. It's a 24-point lead for St. Xavier. Well, you never like to talk about it during the streak, but sometimes when you have a long win streak like this, a loss can certainly be instructional. There are benefits to it as Markovich misses on the runner. Rebounded by Layden, and St. Xavier is going to try to just dribble out the clock here. 10-second difference between shot and game clock.
Well, for St. Francis, a disappointing game. But again, really, really good basketball team. Now they just need to regroup, say, okay, regular season's behind us. Let's get it going here as we head down to the national tournament.
They reset the shot clock after the new steal, so now just 6 seconds to go. St. Xavier will not take a shot.
And you have to think St. Xavier, it'd be interesting to see if they end up the #1 or #2 seed at the national tournament with the way they played tonight.
St. Xavier, CCAC tournament champions, so these teams will share it. St. Francis defeated St. Xavier in the regular season. They won the regular season crown. St. Xavier wins in the tournament, and they take the tournament championship. I'm sure both sides would love to see each other again out in Iowa in a couple of weeks. We'll see. Both teams, I'm sure, at this point just focused on the first round game. I think you and I probably agree both these teams should be 1 seeds.
You know what? They're both. I mean, they're two very good basketball teams. St. Xavier just getting the upper hand tonight in this one, and hopefully you'll see them as #1 seeds down at the tournament.
They are going to have a presentation of conference awards, the postseason conference awards, including the conference tournament trophy to St. Xavier, which we'll keep it here for. And of course, we're going to have Sam Quigley join us for a post-game interview as well. So stay tuned for the post-game show. A tough pill to swallow for St. Francis right now, but they very deservedly got a good hand from their crowd as they walked off the floor just moments ago. This was an excellent season. It hopefully will continue to be an excellent season, but they close out the home season at least with a loss.
You know what, an extraordinary season for St. Francis, and it ain't done. They still got the national tournament, go down there and take care of business, and you know, they just got to kind of pick their heads up after this one. Interesting that they haven't been in this position all season long, so you have to say to yourself, okay, what kind of team are we? Are we a team that can rebound from a loss? And that's what Sam Quigley's got to figure out, is where her team is at mentally and psychologically after a game like this, because this was a good old butt kicking, and that's the reality of it.
The St. Francis Athletic Director Dave Laquetta is announcing the conference awards right now in the all-conference teams, including Christina Akoma, whose name was just announced as honorable mention. We'll turn things over to Dave right now. We'll let you hear who the all-conference players are.
And also from St. Francis, Kamari Jordan. All-conference second team, from Cardinal Stritch, Miranda Hewenbriggs. From Purdue Northwest, Darian Thompson. From Robert Morris, Jada Mahmoud. From St. Xavier, Brittany Howland. And from St. Francis, Jordan Giddings. The first team selections: from Olivet Nazarene, Jess Learned. From Purdue Northwest, Cassidy Deno. From St. Xavier, Kara Krolicki. Also from St. Xavier, Michaela Leiden. And from St. Francis, Charnel Reed. The 2016-17 Freshman of the Year from St. Xavier, Maddie Welter. The Conference Champions of Character Team Award goes to Cardinal Stritch University. The CCAC Coach of the Year from University of St. Francis, Samantha Quigley-Smith. And the 2016-17 CCAC Player of the Year from St. Xavier, Kara Krolicki. The 2016-17 regular season champion, the South Division champion, and advancing to the NAIA National Tournament, currently the #1 ranked team in the nation, sporting a 31-1 record, the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints. Best of luck to the Saints and head coach Samantha Quigley-Smith at the NAIA National Tournament, March 8th through the 14th in Sioux City, Iowa. And your 2016-17 CCAC Tournament champion with a record of 30 wins and 2 losses, ranked #3 in the nation, the Cougars of St. Xavier University and head coach Bob Hallberg. Congratulations to both teams, as well as Purdue Northwest, which will be advancing to the NAIA National Tournament. Thank you for attending tonight's contest. Don't forget, when driving home, please be careful due to the wet conditions. This has been a USF Sports presentation.
All right, we just heard the presentation of the awards here at the University of St. Francis. St. Francis, of course, the Regular season CCAC champion St. Xavier gets the crown in the tournament. We're now happy to be joined by the CCAC Coach of the Year, Samantha Quigley-Smith. Bittersweet, I'm sure. Tough loss today. It's a very good team you were playing. You've each gotten each other once now, and of course you lose the undefeated season, but as we were talking a little bit at the end of the broadcast, sometimes the stage of the season, there's something you can learn from a loss like this.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's something we can learn from every one of our games. You know, we've had a couple really close ones at the end here, and so just the experience of that. Those are all going to be tournament games when we get to, you know, the NAI national tournament. St. Xavier's so tough. They have so many great scorers, and we just couldn't contain all of them. It's one of those nights.
So, Coach, you haven't been in this situation this year. How do you approach it mentally with these kids as you head down to the national tournament?
Yeah, I think we have to talk about maybe some things that we didn't do so well. But it's one of those games I think you just got to kind of forget and you got to play on because there's so much more basketball left to play. And I think we're going to make some good moves and good noise in Iowa. And so we can't reflect too long on it.
No, you know, you had certain players, I mean, step it up tonight, and other players that didn't have their best games of the year. Those players that didn't have their best games, as a head coach, how do you approach those kids? What do you say to them to kind of say, hey, this is done?
Yeah, I think we just got to continue to stay confident. We've had such a great entire season, and so that's much more important, I think, than one game. You know, obviously you want to win the conference championship. It's one of the biggest games of the year for us in terms of a tournament. So, but I think they can't get frustrated. You know, we didn't do some things well, but we did some things really well, and so I think those are two things that we really got to address and understand that there's a lot of basketball left to play.
Hopefully there is.
Yeah.
Go to that national tournament and take
right?
care of business down there, Sam. And good luck and congratulations to you.
Thanks.
As a coach, it has to be just an awesome feeling with the season that you guys have had this year.
Yeah, it's been pretty surreal. I think, you know, we talked in the locker room before the game about how, you know, people are saying this is a magical season, you know, and to me, I don't know that it's so magical that every day is magical. You know, we have to, I think, make sure that we have more magical possessions than the other team, and I think that we probably didn't do that so well tonight.
You know, yeah, sometimes you just get handed to you, and tonight it just was one of those nights, you know, and we've all been there as players, and the thing is how you rebound back from that, you know.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we're going to do a great job of that. These girls are all competitors. They're going to compete in practice, you know, when we get back at it on Thursday, so I'm not really worried about it so much. We're excited to get into Sioux City and get into Iowa in the national tournament. So,
Coach, enjoy it down there.
Thanks. Thank you,
find
guys.
out tomorrow who and when you play.
Yes.
You're obviously very battle tested, playing in maybe the toughest conference in the country with 4 top 20 teams plus another one not too far out of it. At what point are you able to just put this one away and say, let's look forward to Iowa?
Yeah, it's got to be tomorrow. You know, like we'll take 5 minutes to reflect on games. We tell our players that all the time. Take 5 minutes to think about what you could have done differently, and then we have to move on. You know, there's another day, there's another game, there's another opportunity, and so that's so important. Even if tomorrow's a practice, even if Thursday's a practice, that's an opportunity to get better, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, I think you got a lot of reporters waiting for you here.
I'm not sure why.
Well, thanks for your cooperation with us all year.
We appreciate it.
Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you guys so much.
Coach Samantha Quigley-Smith of the 31-1 and still #1 ranked St. Francis Fighting Saints. We'll close things up right now. You said it before. Sometimes you just get that good old-fashioned butt kicking, but they'll get back in shape, ready to go in Iowa.
And what's really special is Sam Quigley realizes that, and sometimes you just put games behind you, and tonight's one of those that you just put behind you. The whole interesting question is, how does St. Francis deal with the loss? And with this team, as we've watched them over the course of this year, you think you know what's going to happen, that they're going to crank it up when it gets down to the national tournament. You have to. It's do or die. You know, so now it's the end of the season. Next, first loss, that's done. There's only one winner in the end, and it'd be nice because St. Francis has the team to get it done down there.
You certainly don't want to see a loss like this today. You don't want to lose the conference championship. You'd rather see it today than next time.
You know, you would. And, you know, the other thing in all of this that we need to say, too, St. Xavier got it done tonight. And not just offensively. What I thought you hadn't seen from St. Xavier at the level that you did tonight was the defensive end. They got after it and took St. Francis out of everything they tried to do. And that's where you just got to give them great credit. When you get down to the national tournament, that's the kind of defense you need. So, again, St. Francis, you know, can play that kind of defense. You don't get to their record without it. St. Xavier really getting it done and showing that as well.
All right, let's wrap things up, Mike. It's the end of our season calling St. Francis basketball here in Joliet, but as we look ahead to the national tournament in Sioux City, what do you think that this team has to do to really make a run?
Score. You know what I mean? The defense is going to be there for St. Francis, though you didn't see it tonight. You have to put the ball in the basket to be able to set up the defense, and tonight they just struggled doing so. And I thought we were just slow to the basketball. There were some times where you saw it really start to happen, and then it just kind of fell away, and that's where St. Xavier was so good. They just kind of beat us to the basketball. So I think you got to pick it. You got to score. You can't score, you ain't going to win. Now I realize defense wins championships, but you still got to put points on the board too, and that's what you hope, is that the scorers will score down at the national tournament.
All right, that's going to do it for our broadcast today. St. Francis falls for the first time this year, dropping the record to 31-1. The #1 Saints will be headed to Sioux City, Iowa for the national tournament, and you can follow along with everything Fighting Saints related, as always, at GoFightingSaints.com. Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast. Thanks to everybody for the production side of things here, Jessica Walsh, Brennan Walsh, for everybody at Great Lakes Media. Zaworski, I'm Terry Bonadonna, signing off for the University of St. Francis. Good night, all.